A home that was once bustling and full is now silent. And amidst the silence, you can almost hear the familiar noises of times past. The doors opening and closing, laughter down the hallway. It might sound like I'm describing an abandoned haunted house, right? Especially this time of year, but really it's reality for empty nesters. My next guest will help you breathe life back into your empty home so that you and your house can feel full again. Studio 5 relationship contributor Dr. Matt Townsend will help us make peace with the empty nest. Good to see you, friend.
Good to see you.
So yeah, you've got the lack of noise, the lack of people. Empty nesters might feel like the house is a little haunted.
It's haunted.
To use that phrase.
And then you're just left there with this mouth-breathing monster.
Darn it.
You haven't talked to for years.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's a scary time for many. Many just automatically embrace it. Like they're so excited to have this freedom. Yeah. But some experience what they're calling empty nesting syndrome. And it's just this lack of purpose, this lack of identity. It's kind of a midlife crisis. A lot of times it hits the mom a lot more, right?
Sure.
And so we're just going to show you that there's ways around it to make it not as scary. And if you already really, really love every part of having those kids around, then you might want to start working on some of this a little earlier so that each one of these releases of the kids is a really powerful, empowering release.
And what kind of an effect can, I mean, we're talking about an internal mourning, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
What kind of effect can those physical surroundings or the things I'm actively doing and actions that I'm seeking help or ease that?
Well, what's funny is before you didn't have the problem because you had all this activity, you had all this identity, you had movement, you had all this stuff going on, and then the minute they're gone and you're alone, you kind of start to ghost, if we're going to use the Halloween metaphor. So at some point, we want to not become ghosts. We want to stay active, vibrant, living people. And we're going to have to learn another way to do that instead of the way we've always done it.
One point of awareness you want to start with is to recognize that everything's scarier when it's darker.
Yeah, so if all you're looking at is the dark side of this, like they're gone, and then you go sit in their room for hours. Like, if that's what you're doing, then all you're noticing is the absence and the loss. But there is a lot good going on. The mere fact that they've left is a great sign that you've done your job. You've crushed it, right? A mere sign that you actually are mourning this loss is a sign that you love deeply.
You appreciated it.
You appreciated it. So all of these are really good signs. And we're going to eventually get to this idea that it's not all gone. There is a lot of light. But it might take you a little time to mourn it. So go ahead, mourn it, embrace it. I'd journal, I'd sit down and I'd write. I'd start writing about the memories, write about the things you miss, write about your favorite experiences, write about some of the things and be very real that you didn't necessarily love. Because not everything about having the kids there you loved. And so what the research is showing today is when we get really anxious, if we would just get very mindful about what we're actually feeling and what we actually felt while doing it, you're going to find out that sometimes we've romanticized things. Like a smoker doesn't necessarily notice what they're feeling when they're smoking. But if you actually pay attention to it, you notice that you feel weird walking in from work when everyone else is working, but you haven't been working. And you notice a lot of times you were alone out on the patio doing the smoking. So once you pay attention and are mindful about what are some of the hard things that you went through as a parent, that actually helps you reprioritize your life and move on.
So be honest, be balanced. And I sort of hear you saying in a very kind way to get a grip, meaning get a grip on your emotions, like where you're placing that energy and try to play it positive if you can.
That's right, exactly. As appreciative as you can.
All right, next, prepare yourself to teach the graduate level course of parenting.
See, all you've done is graduate the high school kids or whatever, and they've moved on. But the older I get, there's so much yet to teach. Like how to age and how to thrive and how to show your kids what a healthy relationship looks like, and how to handle your parents as they're aging. So all of these are things that you yet have to teach. And so part of what you might not like anymore is you used to be in the hierarchy as the teacher. But now a lot of this is stuff you now have to go through and figure out what you need to learn. So go create the curriculum. What is it that they need? What will your kids need to see about aging that you want to model for them as a parent who's let the kids fly the nest?
You're still modeling. You're still teaching.
And I'm going to model. That's right. So you can actually, that's what I love about Halloween. I just went to a group of young adults had a Halloween party. Holy cow. A lot of people want to be Harry Potter. And I had a guy bring in a 7-foot sword, and you're like, wow, this guy has something.
He's into it.
We all want to be something else,
Yeah.
and this weird moment of letting the kids fly is a chance for you to remake the next part of you. And you can still incorporate the role of parenting, just parenting at the graduate level now.
1 minute left. You've mastered some things as a parent. You
Yeah.
say now is the time to flex that mastery.
Yeah. Figure out what you're good at. So go back, think about what you really loved and why you loved it, and take those strengths and now use those strengths to go parent humanity, right? If you really love tutoring your kids, then go be a tutor. If you love just serving, then go start serving. Go find a job, go find an opportunity, go work in the schools, go read books for the kids, go mentor, go tutor, go do whatever you got to do.
Outside of your own family.
Yeah, and you've already got the gifts.
Yeah.
So if you need the gifts, use the gifts on the rest of humanity, and then circle back when your kids have kids and start using them on your grandkids again.
I love
it's
this.
one circle.
Feels empowering. It also feels like a time to step up,
It is.
right? Like
It
you can
is.
kind of take two paths.
And adjust. You got to adjust.
Yeah.
Life's about adjusting. And if you don't learn to adjust, why would your kids?
There you go.
We're going to model adjustment.
Matt, thank you so much. Where can we go to find more from you, friend?
MattTownsend.com. Got a killer program on Becoming One now where we do group coaching, and you can call in, get any of your questions answered, watch other people getting coached, and get access to a ton of our content.
And access is the key. You've made this so accessible.
Yeah,
I
so
think in the past people are like, I could never
Yeah,
afford,
I
or
can't afford
I
it.
can't commit,
Yeah,
or
I can't
the time.
get there.
But
Yeah.
it's there on
It's
your
all there.
computer, and
That's
you're right there helping
Once a week we have a
couples.
1-hour call. You can ask any questions you want.
Fantastic.
And anytime you can ask questions.
MattTownsend.com is where you want to go. We'll link you over from our website. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Brooke.
much. And we also will post, knowing you have a partner invested in this transition as well, we'll also post this conversation on our website for you, studio5.ksl.com. You're going to want to use the search engine in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can search a guest by name or, of course, a conversation by topic. And we hope that's a helpful resource for you, bookmarked and frequented often to serve you and your family with ideas and inspiration.